Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. For our learning today, we are going to learn about equivalent unit of production, or in Malay we call as unit setara pengeluaran. If there is no opening or closing work in progress, the unit cost of product can be obtained as follows. Unit cost equal to sum of production cost divided by production quantity. However, if there is opening or closing work in progress, the partly completed production will have a lower cost than a fully completed production. We have to convert the work in progress into finished equivalent unit of production. So the important word is, if the unit is not finished or not completed, so the cost is lower than the fully completed production. So now we look at the example. The total production cost for January 2005 was 40,000 and 8,000 units have been completed and 4,000 units with 50% complete. Okay, here we have a typing error. Okay, so equivalent unit of productions for 8,000 unit completed, so we have 8,000 unit complete, or we call as unit setara is for 8,000 unit completed. 4,000 unit were 50% completed, so equivalent unit is only 2,000 unit. So altogether we have 10,000 equivalent units. Do you understand that? Okay, so I try explain again. Okay, 40,000 total production cost, but only 8,000 units have been completed. But so 4,000 units with 50% completed. So now we have two different type of completed units. Okay, 8,000 unit completed 100%. So we get 8,000 equivalent units. So 4,000 unit were 50% completed, only get 2,000 equivalent units. So altogether we have 10,000 equivalent unit. So now kalau kita tengok unit setara ada 10,000 daripada 40,000 total cost pengeluaran. So for finished good calculations, 40,000, so we divide by 10,000, okay, times 8,000, we get 32,000 for finished good cost. And a closing work in progress cost, we get 8,000 with 40,000 divided by 10,000 times 2,000. Okay, there are three categories in determining the equivalent unit of production. First, we have opening work in progress. Secondly, we have unit started and completed unit, closing work in progress. So there are three categories in determining equivalent unit of production. Okay, so this is the diagram to show you, okay, about opening work in progress. This unit were started in the previous period and are to be completed in the current periods. So now look at here, 1/3 of equivalent unit production completed in previous period. So only 2/3 of equivalent unit production completed in the current period. Okay. Unit ini telah dimulakan pada tempoh lepas dan perlu disiapkan dalam tempoh semasa bagi baki unit yang belum siap. Okay, the secondly, we have started and completed unit. These unit are started and completed in the current period. Okay, if you refer to the example that I have to show you just now, okay, 8,000 unit are 100% completed. So in this case, equivalent unit production is completed in current period. Okay, once they are started, they are completed in the the current period. Okay, so closing work in progress, these units are started in the current period and are to be completed in the coming periods. So, if you look here, 1/3 of equivalent unit production completed in current period. So, the other incomplete part is were completed in the coming period. Okay. We have two methods of cost flow in process costing. We have FIFO or first in, first out, and we have weighted average cost. There are differences about first in, first out and weighted average method here. Okay, in first in, first out, the opening work in progress is the first group of units to be processed and completed during the current periods. Okay, for the definition of weighted average method, the opening work in progress is merged with the production of current period to form one batch of production. First in, first out, it separates the cost computation of opening work in progress and the current period production, while the weighted average method is average cost per unit of opening work in progress and the current period production is the same. First in, first out method, equivalent unit production computation ignores the work performed on the opening work in progress during the prior period, while weighted average method, equivalent unit production computation include all work performed on the opening work in progress during the prior period. So, first in, first out cost per unit is equal to current cost divided by equivalent unit production. And cost per unit for weighted average is equal to cost of work opening work in progress plus current cost divided by equivalent unit production. Okay, in FIFO method, so okay, this is the diagram to show you, very simple. If we have 10 units of opening work in progress, 60% completed in previous periods, so we have 4 equivalent unit production here. So we are calculate based on the incomplete process, another 40% from the 60%. 40% times 10 unit, we get 4 equivalent unit production. Okay, for example, in this process, we have another or input 70 unit, okay, in current period. So 70 unit input in this current period are completed. Okay, completed, so we get 70 equivalent unit production. Okay, and the closing work in progress, we have 40 units. Okay, 20% is completed. Okay, so only 8 equivalent unit production is calculated for FIFO method. So the total is we get 82 equivalent unit production. Okay, for weighted average cost method, okay, with the same example, 10 unit of opening work in progress, 60% completed in previous period, but if you see here, 10 equivalent unit production is calculated. Okay, why? Because in weighted average method, okay, we ignore the opening work in progress unit, and we ignore all the status percentage status prior the process. Okay, so 70 unit input for this process and completed in this process bring 70 equivalent unit production, and the last is 40 unit of closing work in progress for 20% completed brings 8 equivalent unit production. So altogether we have 88 equivalent unit production. So now we look at the differences between FIFO method and weighted average method. This is example for the two methods of calculate the cost. Okay, Lucky Limited makes toys in a one department production process. The following information is available related to the production in February 2005. Okay, opening work in progress is 1,000 unit. Okay, opening work in progress 1,000 unit. The degree of completions for direct material is 100%. For the cost of 6,000, conversion cost, labor plus overheads. Okay, in process topic, sometimes labor and overhead is merged, or we call as conversion cost. Okay, 60% complete with cost 1,200, with the total cost is 7,200 for opening work in progress. In February production, 20,000 unit, direct material 30,000 cost, conversion is 52,200, and closing work in progress is 3,000 unit as 20% complete as the conversion. And you are required to prepare process 1 account using the FIFO method of valuation and weighted average method. First, we look at the first in, first out. Okay, working number 1. Okay, number of equivalent unit. Okay, how to calculate number of equivalent unit? Okay, we have an opening work in progress 1,000 units. So material equivalent unit is 0. Why we put here 0? Because material for opening work in progress, okay, 100% completed. So there is no equivalent unit here. Okay, in conversion equivalent unit have 400 unit because 40% are completed. 60% are completed. Okay, only 60% are completed. So another 40% is have to complete in this process. Okay, maksudnya 60% tadi telah siap pada tempoh lepas, hanya 40% perlu disiapkan dalam tempoh semasa. Sebab tu unit setara siap pada tempoh ini adalah 40% daripada 1,000 unit. Okay, so other completed unit is referred to the 20,000 unit produced in February. So 20,000 unit minus 3,000. Why we need to minus 3,000? Because closing work in progress have 3,000 unit. Okay, maksudnya 3,000 tak siap. So yang betul-betul siap adalah 70,000, 17,000. So all together total completed unit is, okay, total of opening work in progress plus other completed unit. So we get this figure. Okay, closing work in progress 3,000, for material is 3,000, and conversion is only 600 unit because only 20% is completed, while the 80% must be completed for the next process. So we have the 20,000 equivalent unit for material, 18,000 equivalent unit for conversion cost. Okay, so now have you get this? Okay, so working number 2 is cost. Okay, opening work in progress. Okay, in opening work in progress, okay, cost incurred in the period is 82,200. Okay, it's referred to the example question. Here, 82,200 is total cost for current period. Okay, total cost for current period. Okay, divide by, okay, now we divide by number of equivalent unit for materials. Okay, 30,000 divided by 20,000, you get 1.5 here. And total cost for conversion is 52,200 divide by 18,000, so you get 2.9 cent. Okay, so 1.5 plus 2.9, you get 4.4. Okay, working number 3 is cost of unit transferred to finished good and closing work in progress. Okay, so opening work in progress, okay, we put all the costs. Okay, all the costs in example question. 6,000 and 1,200. So the total is 2,200. Okay, look at here. Okay, cost to complete. Okay, look at this is a working number 4. Working number 4 is, okay, we have to get the conversion cost. Cost to complete is only for conversion cost for opening work in progress. Hanya conversion cost sahaja yang belum siap. So kita ambil cost bagi conversion cost 2.9, 2.9. Okay, we times 400 units, so we get 1160. Okay, so there is no cost for materials. Sebab material 100% siap pada opening work in progress. So this is 1,000 unit completed cost. Okay, plus 70,000 unit completed. Okay, this is the cost that we get from the 70,000 unit completed. So look at the working number 5. Okay, 70,000 is the total unit completed. Okay, time 1.5 for materials, time 2.9 for conversion cost, we get the total cost 25,500 and 49,300. And lastly is transfer to finished goods. Okay, we have to transfer to finished good with this cost. Okay, for the total of 1,000 unit completed and 17,000 unit completed, this is the cost that we have to transfer to finished good. And the closing work in progress cost is, okay, look at working number 6, material 3,000 times 1.5, so we get 4,500, and conversion cost 600 times 2.9 cents, so we get 1740. So altogether we have 36,000 for material and 53,400 conversion cost, and altogether we have 89,400. This is the process this is the process accounts. Okay, so what we have in the debit